goodness. I know. It's been a little minute, and it's good to be back to talk about some music um, and some stand up. In this episode, I'm just going to cover some things that I've been listening to, but I will say it's not everything that I've been listening to. There are some other things that I've been really playing a lot, and I'm saving to talk about those until I release like a mid-year albums of the year so far kind of episode. So I haven't quite talked. I've talked about a couple of them already in previous episodes, but as far as this one, I'm kind of waiting. Um, Also, just we'll briefly mention some albums that are coming out tomorrow while I'm recording this. That I'm anticipating. Lil Sims is coming out. There's Lil Wayne coming out. It's crazy. The Carter Six. So I'm very excited to listen to that. There's a couple others too. I'm trying to remember. I think Turnstile might come out tomorrow. They're like a punk band. Anyways, I also, before I get into what I've been listening to, I want to mention what I've seen. I saw The Roots perform live, and it was amazing. They absolutely crushed it. They were playing at Jacksonville Jazz Fest, so their set was very tailored to jazz music. You could tell that. So they just got super funky. They had a great horn section playing. Band was killer. Great percussionist. Questlove obviously was doing his thing. But man, Black Thought is just crazy. It's crazy. The flows he goes on and how good he sounds. His voice sounds so good live, and they played a bunch of songs that were off the the album that I just talked about in the last episode, Things Fall Apart. So it's just like this concert came at the perfect time in my life that I was already listening to The Roots a lot, and it just so happened that they were at Jacksonville Jazz Fest, and I didn't even know it until a few days before. And it was going to rain. We weren't sure if they would actually go on. It got delayed until 10 o'clock because of the weather. But man, we made the drive out there, and it was worth it. And turns out to be my son Mitchell's first concert. So that's pretty exciting. The Roots is a fabulous first concert to go to. So, yeah. Anyways, just wanted to mention that. All right, gonna get into some stuff I've been listening to. The new My Morning Jacket album I've been playing quite a bit, as well as my wife has been playing it a bunch around the house too. The new album is called Is, simply that. And I've been listening to them for a while. They have been around for a while too, probably over almost 20 years now at this point. I think probably 20 years. And they're like if you're not familiar, they're an indie rock band with like a folky feel to it. And this new one is super catchy. Catchy parts. I mean, I found myself singing some songs in my head, getting them stuck in my head. Great guitar riffs. I thought the vocal harmonies were really nice. And yeah, this is just a chill vibe. There's a couple more rockin' songs on there too, so they pick it up. But for the most part, you can just put this on around the house, and it's a very good vibe, good around people. It is accessible. I think everybody likes this. Yeah, great album. We've been playing a bunch around the house. Is by My Morning Jacket. Also, just some stuff that you can play around anybody. Just so funky and great is Jembaa Groove. This is one of the members is from Ghana, and then the other one I think is like German or something. So it's like a weird combination, but this is super funky, great, great percussion, horns, bass. Catchy like African lyrics, African rhythms. Just throw this on, and it is just a groove. It is just a groove from start to finish. Everybody would love this. I can't stop playing it. And some of them get stuck in your head. There's baza baza, baza baza. That play Bossa Bossa right away. You're gonna love it. Promise. It's so good. Yeah, so that's Jembaa Groove. The album. There's a couple albums, but I would suggest the first one. I guess is Susuma. It's called Susuma, but I've pretty much played through their whole catalog at this point. It's so good. I'm playing it constantly, to be honest. In a similar realm, I came across this band called Ali, and I saw them on KEXP. Shout out to KEXP. Always, it's a radio station, I think out of Seattle, but always just showing me great music, introducing me to stuff. And this EP is called Patterns. And so they're like an Arabic Middle Eastern band. And so they have that sound, but it's super funky and groovy and kind of genre blending. To me, they remind me of Krungbin. Krungbin's become pretty popular these days. If you're familiar with them, I would say this is a lot like that, but with a more Arabic than maybe Spanish feel, where like Krungbin kind of has like a Spanish feel to it. This has more Arabic feel to it. So slightly different notes that the guitar is hitting, different scales. But it's a little more upbeat too, which I do like that. And because my favorite Krungbin songs are kind of the more upbeat ones. They start to drag around. So there's not a lot of music out by this band yet. I think it's just this EP and then some singles, if I'm correct. So looking forward to hearing more from them. I think they got super potential if they're just starting out, and they could be like the next Krungbin, in my opinion. Yeah. So that's Ali. The EP is called Patterns. All right, I'm going to quickly dive. Well, actually, I'm going to talk about. I'm going a little off the cuff on this one. I don't have a lot of notes on stuff, but this got introduced to me by Josh. This is an artist called Blake Mills, and I listened to a few of his albums since Josh sent them to me, but the first one and the one I've been going back to the most is called Heigh. He's keeping it simple and subtle and almost and like acoustic. His style of guitar playing is acoustic, but a lot of the times it is an electric guitar too. And he throws in slide on his electric guitar as well, but in a very subtle, quiet way. It's giving me Jack Johnson vibes a little bit, but with a folkier sound. Not as beachy vibe. It's folk music, nearing rock country. But all the songs kind of start with him and guitar, just subtle combinations of slide guitar, and then he builds with percussion, and they build to layered combinations of multiple guitars and drums and even strings, and it just all crescendos with layers of instruments on top of each other, and it's beautiful. For example, the song Before It Fell completely vamps up into this powerful sounding composition of strings and horns and guitars and maybe mandolins. Gorgeous arrangement. Yeah, Before It Fell is so good. And this album in general is just very dynamic. I would say it's up and down. It's quiet and it builds, and it's really dynamic with gorgeous arrangements, interesting sounds too. A lot of different percussion instruments throughout it. A lot of different sounds being made, from the percussion side of it. And as I mentioned before, man, the slide guitar is so good. I would say especially in the song 7, I really like that song. His guitar playing is fantastic. It's really cool and unique and kind of subtle, almost like offbeat at times. He's got that way of sliding into things with his vocals and the guitar, keeping it loose. I can see why this seems like Josh music. Like Josh kind of has that vibe to him, that flow too, that I love. And And his guitar playing, he gets some cool fuzzy guitar tones on here too. And lyrically, very introspective, sort of self-aware and a bit down on himself. And the song "Don't Tell All Your Friends About Me," man, that song hit me hard. It's just like he's kind of confessing that like he wishes he would have acted better in a situation, like an argument with a significant other, and he got angry and acted a way that he doesn't feel is right, and didn't want her to tell her friends or their friends about his actions. And it's just like, it's a very like vulnerable, sad song about him like wishing he was better with that stuff. And he says, I know I fucked up in it. I just, that song hit me hard. I think we can all relate, maybe not as extreme as whatever he's talking about, but like we can all relate to times where we feel like we could have acted better. And it's almost like, man, please don't tell anybody I acted like that. It's so embarrassing or stupid or shameful. So I don't know. I can relate to that. And, if you can't, well, then fuck you. No, I'm just kidding. Your life must be great. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just fucking. But, I think we can all relate to that a little bit. So, yeah, the way he presented that song really hit me kind of hard. Yeah, super unique album. I don't think I've ever quite heard an album like this. Really. I really like it. Yeah, and this came out some years ago. I don't know, 2015, 2016 or something. So, it won't, if it could make my top albums list of the year, maybe it would. All right, I'm going to quickly go over some hip-hop stuff. One of my favorite hip-hop artists been listening to for years and years. I think he put out one of my favorite albums of 2023, Oddisee. His name is Oddisee. And he put out an EP called En Route. It's nothing crazy. As far like it's pretty much true to his style, and he's consistently doing it again. Great beats, great rhymes, catchy stuff, good vibes. It's all clean music too. So, for me being around kids more often these days, it's coming in handy, and it's like a good vibe. Like anybody can get down with this. Like Oddisee is amazing. I would go listen to his album To What End. Listen to anything by him, honestly. But this new EP is cool. It's cool. So I've been playing it. Yeah, Oddisee. Can't say enough about him. All right, another one is Clipping. Oh, man, I didn't write down the album name. But the new Clipping album is very cool. And it's probably my favorite one by them. Now, Clipping is kind of a weird hip-hop group that is like dark. It's kind of like I guess some people kind of consider like horror hip-hop or whatever you call it, but I don't quite feel it's that. Like it is kind of dark and creepy, the beats are and stuff. But they use a lot of like weird sounds, kind of off-kilter noises and stuff like that, which I will say turned me off about their last couple albums. Like I've tried to get into their last two albums before this, and I couldn't get into it. I'd never replayed it. It was just too much noisy, weird stuff. But I feel like they dialed that back a little bit in a nice way on this new one, and I'm really fucking with this one because I've always loved the rapping. The rapping's been amazing. But the production has always, I just can't handle those loud ass noises. I can't do that. But this one, the production is, still got that funkiness to it, but without so much noise. It's great. And yeah, the rapping, super fast flows. Yeah, this is really unique listen. And it kind of gets you hyped at times too. It almost reminded me of like Run the Jewels at points in time. I would compare the production a little bit to LP's production from Run the Jewels. Yeah, for sure. So if you're into that, this new one I think is my personal favorite so far. I think other people like their others because they are really creepy and weird. But this one I felt like became a little more accessible and still had all the good qualities of, their style and their uniqueness. So yeah, this album's called the artist is called Clipping. I don't know the name of the album right now, but it'll be a link in there. Check us out. This is some interesting hip hop for sure. All right, one more hip hop one for you. I've been listening to IAMGAWD, and the album is called City of Gods, and the artist is called IAMGAWD. And I'll just be straight up with you. If you like Freddie Gibbs, you're gonna like this. It sounds a lot like Freddie Gibbs. He's using that double time flow, you know, and deep voice. But yeah, man, this guy is rapping his ass off, and the beats are knocking, and I don't know. He's from Chicago. He's repping that. I don't know. This is just a good hip hop listen. Like if you need, some good kind of hard rap in your life, this is the one. I think this has been really good. Yeah, this is a good. It's light, nothing too much you gotta listen to. Just vibe out with it. He's got some funny ass lines. He talks a lot of shit. I love it. This is yeah, and he's got that Freddie Gibbs. He flows crazy. He does even like quadruple time at points. He's really fast at times. It's wild. Yeah. So that's IAMGAWD. City of God is the one I've been checking out, but he's got some other good stuff. All right, I'm going to talk about some older stuff that I've just dove back into. And this album is called Puzzle, and it's by a band called Dada. This is a 90s kind of grunge band, but super creative. You could compare them. They're like kind of a lighter Soundgarden, Spin Doctors. It's got like the 90s grunge to it, somewhere in between Spin Doctors and Soundgarden. That's what I'm going with. But yeah, super creative with a lot of different sounding songs and just riffs after riffs. Great guitar riffs, acoustic ones, distorted ones, loud ones, soft ones. Like they really give you a variety of stuff on this, and especially guitar riffs. I also think that the vocals are great. The harmonies are great. Just put the first song on, and if you don't find, I don't know what else to say. Like the first song is amazing. The second song is amazing. I think the third song's great. I just think it just keeps rolling. So this is a great album. I've been listening to this for a long time. My dad played this around the house growing up since I can remember. My buddy Ryan, growing up in the neighborhood in Michigan, his dad showed my dad this album. So it actually goes all the way back to Mo Osteen, and shout out to him. So we love the Osteens, and this one actually comes all the way from them. It's amazing how albums can travel from person to person and stick with somebody, and I still think of them with this album every time I listen to it. It's really a special thing with music I love so much. So yeah, that album's called Puzzle. It's by Dada. This is fabulous. This is a good one. All right, another older one. Modest Mouse. The album is The Moon and Antarctica. Yeah, oh my God, this album's so cool to me. It is a journey. This album is an absolute journey. It is a journey between alternative rock, psychedelic indie rock, and punk, and a little funky at times. Yeah, so many great songs on here with different sounds. Great lyric writing, great guitars, everything. This is, I think my favorite song maybe is Life Like Weeds. That might be my favorite song on this album, but there's so many to choose from. And there are some dark riffs and sounds that are slow and kind of somber, and like the song The Cold Part, that's very slow. And then there are some upbeat fast ones like Paper Thin Walls, and then some just straight up rock riffs like on Different City. And then funky ones like Tiny Cities Made of Ash. I mean, these are all great songs with completely different styles and but still sticking to their sound. It's really something. I love his voice. It's so quirky and eccentric and interesting rhythms to his lyrics too. Kind of like a David Byrne, or even Bowie at times. It sounds like. Yeah, I love Modest Mouse so much. I've seen them live before too, and they're fantastic. And this is one of my favorite albums by them, if not my favorite. It's tough. This might be. I love this album. It's a journey. A great, great alternative rock album. All right. I'm staying in the old times. Like I said, I do have a lot of new stuff I'm listening to, but the other stuff has kind of made my top album of the year list. So, uh, this just happens to be the Bob Dylan year for me because of the movie. I know it's stupid, but it got me back into him, and I've just stayed listening to some of his albums. And so, a couple that I have are Desire, the album Desire, where he goes for a kind of country vibe, but it has like this old cowboy storytelling feel to it. Like 1800s thieves and robbers and sheriffs or whatnot, and like Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid kind of stuff. Um, the first song, though, actually is kind of like a protest song, so to speak. It's the story, actually, a true story of about a boxer who was wrongfully accused of murder and spent his life in jail, I believe, or something. To be honest, look it up. But yeah, there's a lot of storytelling on this album. It continues with Joey. It's just a 10-minute story, and I just don't understand how this guy writes so many lyrics. Bob Dylan writes so many lyrics. Like, if you look up the lyrics to some of these songs, it goes on and on and on. It is crazy, and this album really displays that. Yeah, I also love that he has a female vocalist on here at times doing duets with him. Yeah, this is fantastic Bob Dylan album. I mean, the sound of it is great. I love this kind of country, old Western feel to it, and the storytelling aspect of it. Like I said, female vocalist. Yeah, everything's great in this. He goes for weird sounds in his voice too. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He does like something weird. I mean, if you don't like his voice, you might not dig it. But anyways, the other one is Blood on the Tracks. One of my favorite albums from Bob. It could be it could be my favorite. I don't know. But to me it just has the perfect mix of acoustic songs, the folky acoustic, just him and a guitar, and then the more upbeat songs with the band and everything. So to me I feel like this album has the perfect mix. You get both with this album. Great acoustic songs like Shelter from the Storm, and then more upbeat ones like Tangled Up in Blue, and probably my favorite on this album is Idiot Wind. Man, my wife and I have been enjoying this song a bunch, which is ironic because it's kind of a scathing breakup song. I mean, the lyrics are so scathing, and I just love his voice. Like, idiot wind, blowing every time you move your teeth. It's just, oh my God. Yeah, I mean, that's what he says. He says, he says, you're an idiot, babe. It's a wonder that you still know how to breathe. After he said, idiot wind, blowing every time you move your teeth. I mean, this is just scathing shit. I mean, it's wild. But it goes on and on, too. The amount of verses in that song, too. Really, the lyric writing is just outstanding. It's so outstanding. And I love the sound of this album, too. Perfect mix. This is a fabulous album. I think everybody would like this album, too. So, all right, that's the last music rec I have for you. I actually have quite a few stand-up comedy recommendations for you. I don't have a lot of notes on them. I'm not going to describe them that much, But the first one I want to point out is 5836 by Delray, the comedian Delray. This one's on YouTube, so easy to get. And it was partially produced by Bill Burr. And so he is a big guy to a lot of comedians. Like, a lot of comedians mention his name. He has a lot of respect in it's the stand-up comedy realm, and I just don't think he's gotten his flowers quite yet. I think he's a fabulous comedian. I think he can hold up with all of them. He had me cracking up, all kinds of great punchlines, all kinds of good premises, and kept it flowing. Yeah, fabulous, well produced too. He obviously has a lot of respect, to have Bill Burr. You can hear Bill Burr say, introduce him at the beginning too. So, and he gives a Bill Burr kind of vibe too. So if you like that, you're gonna like Delray. All right. Next one is Property Owner by Yannis Pappas. This is another one on YouTube, and I like to start with these because these guys are just on YouTube trying to get a bigger name. They don't quite have the streaming service ones yet. But yeah, Yannis Pappas is a dude from Brooklyn, and you can hear it on him. He's just Brooklyn to the core, and Greek guy, and yeah, a lot about his family, a lot about his kids and stuff. But he does hilarious voices, and I don't know, he just has this like demeanor about him that is so nonchalant, not caring kind of thing. Yeah, he's funny. Yannis Pappas, check that one out for sure. I think everybody will like that. Next one is the Al Dente special, Matteo Lane. Matteo Lane is a hilarious younger comic. Yeah, I guess he's been around for a little while now. I actually got to see him live with my wife and my friends Jen and Christine, and he was hilarious. I got to see his special that came out after that. I think it was called Hair Plugs or something. Was a lot of the material that I saw. So that one's hilarious too. Check that one out. But this new one's on Hulu, so he's got, he made it to a streaming service, so good for him. And this was hilarious. He has kind of a stream of, like, kind of an easy, casual flow to his thing. It's not so, and he even mentions that too. He says it's not so written. It's kind of like a loosey-goosey talking to you. Like, he's just telling you stuff, as if you're in a bar just hanging out or just hanging out at the house. He's just telling you stories. So I like that. Kind of like Ali Sadiq is kind of like that too, where it's just a casual talking to, even Chappelle kind of does it that way too. Matteo does a bunch of funny voices too, and he's like a trained opera singer too, so he incorporates that every once in a while. Hilarious. Yeah, Matteo Lane, awesome stuff. And then the last one, huge release. Been a while. Sarah Silverman came out with one on Netflix called PostMortem, and the title is essentially titled that because she's talking about her parents passing away, and so she has found a way to make that very sad, inevitable occurrence situation funny. And that's amazing, and that's what comics are all about. So she really, took on the task of doing that, and it's interesting too. Very unique special. I liked it. So yeah, I've always liked Sarah Silverman too. I think she's hilarious. So, all right, perfect. Yeah, this was just what I needed to do. So the next episode, I'm gonna give you everything. That are my favorite albums of the year so far. Not in any particular order, just my mid-year favorite albums that have come out. That's going to be my next episode. I'm very excited for that one because some of these I haven't even talked about yet. And then I think a couple coming out tomorrow are going to be on that list. It's possible. So anyway, thanks y'all for listening. Let me know if you checked out any of this stuff. And, send me anything, too. Always down to listen to stuff. All right. Appreciate it. Bye.